someone has come up with a brilliant solution. If you check, they make capacitive styluses now. They are styluses that work with the modern type of touchscreens, so that you can draw. They're terrible. They're terrible. Why are they terrible?
There are actually a couple of reasons why they're terrible. The capacitive stylus, for one, is kind of a nub. It's not really a pen. There's a nub at the end. It's kind of like, it's about the size of like your pinky, so it's not really like that accurate of a pen. It also doesn't have what this guy wants in touch sensitivity, and a lot of these pens, especially for the Wacom pens, the touch sensitivity isn't in the tablet itself; it's in the pen, and the pen head will actually move up and down as you put pressure on it. So unless you can find a capacitive one that does that, and I can't find them. I don't think it's going to work for him.
Are there any resistive touchscreen Android units out there today?
Arcos devices, yeah, but not the Gen 9 ones. You have to go with the last generation ones.
I have
Asus Triple E Slate appears to be the only one.
Ooh.
There are tons of them, the resistive ones, but they suck. They're the ones that suck.
And it won't work, to be honest. If he's using a Syntec, you can't go to a resistive touchscreen. It would drive you insane. You can't draw on that.
That's $1,000. Passive take very chemical stronger hits. Asus has a Wacom digitizer.
That's what you want.
What is a digitizer?
I don't know. This is totally new
I'm
ground for
asking
me.
Mark. Mark said that's what he wants. What is it?
Yeah, that's what's in a Syntec. That's what's in every Wacom tablet. What detects the pen and tells Photoshop where it is, how much pressure you apply, and what tool you have selected, what buttons you're pressing on the pen.
So why is that preferable?
Because you have pressure points, you can measure the pressure. You can,
and that'll work with a capacitive screen.
No, it works with the Wacom tablet.
Oh,
this is important. It'll work. This works. I did buy this, says Catwalk. It works, but it's not perfect. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. Go ahead, Mark.
I've found something. It's called a ModBook. It's a MacBook that is added. It's like a tablet PC, but with a Wacom digitizer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's not cheap, but people really swear to this. Just Google for ModBook.
Is there any hacks to get the Wacom tablet to register on an Android device?
Not that I know of. Honestly, I would say it's a nice sort of idea, and probably where we should see this go.
You'd think
we're not. You're gonna have to wait till you actually see a product out there. I think that's specifically made for this use case.
You'd think it'd be like simply an intuitive step. You have a tablet, you should be able to draw on it. It seems like self-evident, but it's not.
But you can already draw on it. Just use your fingers.
No. Yeah. If you talk to... I know a couple of web cartoonists, especially... I'm give a shout-out to Jenny Breeden here, who does the Devil's Panties. Crazy woman. I love her to death. She uses a Wacom tablet, and it's... The reason why is she went from actual pencil line drawing to a Wacom and worked fantastically. That's how you're trained to draw. You learn from using pencils and then inking markers, and the Wacom, it's an intuitive. It takes a little bit of adjustment, but not as much as going from drawing with a pencil to draw with finger. Because number one, the accuracy on a touch screen, on a capacitive touch, oh god, it's awful. So I don't even know how you're supposed to use Photoshop. Photoshop does exist on the tablets. I don't know how you're supposed to use it, but it exists. So it doesn't. I don't see why this wasn't one of those first things that just came out of the gate. But
me neither.
Sage, my only suggestion to you is wait, because there's no solution you're going to be happy with. It really doesn't look
PC with a webcam in it.
Yeah. Or now, will the Wacom work with a laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works with the
It's
laptop.
a USB device.
So yeah, you're just gonna have to. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to bring the laptop with you. It's
just
gonna
bring
be
the
a
laptop with you.
clunkier setup, but that's your best option for the moment.
It uses a giant brick. Yeah, well, see,
Yeah.
Sage, the thing is, I mean, what do you want? This, you know...
Giant brick. Yeah, it isn't it frustrating?
Get
that
a
something
I
as
like
simple-
Catwalk's suggestion. Get a shelf.
Isn't it frustrating that something as simple as a pen with a tablet is not an option with our current? Even the iPad, even the supposedly greatest device ever made on Earth by God Himself, can't just draw with a pen. You can't. There's no pen interface for this thing at all, and it seems like it would just be the simplest way of doing this. You know?
Yeah, the Ginky is recommending the Inklink. You might want to try that, but it's just recording what you draw
Yeah.
using IR for
I'll
that.
be honest with you. This is outside our area of expertise.
True,
So, from what I'm hearing, though, it sounds like nothing on the tablet. Uh-oh.
Sage says, "I don't want to live on this planet anymore."
Aw, that's a shame. It sounds like from everything I hear, though, that tablets they're not in your use case yet. They may get there eventually, but
Yeah.
it seems like to me you artists are oddly enough being ignored.
And it's sad because Adobe said, "Here's Photoshop, no interface." Adobe could make a ton of money if they could figure out a way to do a simple interface on a capacitive. But yeah, well, think of it this way. Think how long it took for scanners and printers to get to the point where they were more or less portable. It took a long time, and they're still not great, but they're better than they were. So
You could always try the Wii U. Maybe that'll work.
No.
All right, let's move on to SMX. Like again, we'll move on to the next question. Like again, I'll say it again, Sage. I'm sorry, but it really looks like that tablets right now are not in the position, at least from everything I've heard from these guys, they're not in the position to fill your use case. So, giant brick or not, you know what? Get a fucking backpack. How's that sound?
buy a new one, get a new power supply,
Buy a new one!
clean it out.
Clean it out. Alrighty, SMX Sonic writes, I usually drive my car with my iPod on, but I just got a touch, and when I plug it into the cigarette lighter, the sound disappears and the volume disappears. It'd be the same thing, wouldn't it? I know there might not be a fix, but would appreciate to learn the cause.
You got a touch, and I take it the cigarette lighter connector you're using is an iPad, iDock, iPlug, whatever the hell they call that thing. Possibly the cigarette. All right, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I know between generations. Mark, maybe you can address this better. How consistent has the connection setup for the iDock been between different
Generations of the iPod.
Yeah.
iDevices, I should say.
It's iPod Touch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
He's
quite
going.
happy-
He's going from regular iPod to the iPod Touch.
Yeah. I'm surprised that my
Could it
car
be a-
even accepts my iPhone. If
Could
it's
it,
just
could
for-
it be a
for the first
voltage
iPod.
thing?
No, I think the iPod Touch switches to the lower output.
Okay. It should really work. Yeah, I'm thinking it should work, and I'm not seeing why it wouldn't.
Unless that device, unless that charger is too old and they change something. Now, I'm not saying Apple changed something. I'm saying
Is that something
when,
in the firmware, maybe?
Well, I'm saying something when the charger was made, they kind of went loose and fast, and they said, well, it works this way. We can work around this, and it'll still get power. So and then when the iPad Touch came out, it doesn't exactly work the same way. Not the iPad Touch, but the charger itself might not be compatible.
Yeah, it redirects the audio to the connector output. I might have a solution for you.
Okay.
Get an original iPhone dock You can get it on eBay. It's just you plug a dock connector in, and dock connector comes out, where you can put the iPhone in or iPod Touch, and it has the line out, so you can grab the line out from that one.
Try that. Alrighty, that's the only other solution I can think of. Otherwise, I think it's just sort of an issue of...
I keep saying iPad Touch. iPad, iPod, iPood. I don't know what it is. I don't care.
iPood, I suck my dick. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you know.
Alright, Therese Kane's question, number 155. For the past 2 years, I've been streaming video from various sites, including LK.com, to my Xbox 360. We're on the 360, awesome. By placing my DL folders in a Windows library that updates itself with Windows Media Player. At least that's what I was told updates the library. Lately, when viewing the folders on my 360, there's videos missing for whatever reason. The videos are not gone from my PC, mind you. They're just not being recognized by whatever's screwing up. All of my videos are encoded with the same template of H.264, level 4.1, 720 by 480, 1100 kbps, 30 frames per second, to keep everything consistent. I am confused as to why Windows is being picky over what I can watch on my TV. I just wanted to giggle as I doze off. What am I missing here? Thank you. I've also been talking with Microsoft about this, and they're not much help. Actually, I think they're just shrugging me off by telling me to use Windows Media Center instead.
This sounds like a codec issue.
No, it's all the same codec.
Even if you encoded everything the same way, did you re-encode the videos you get from LordCat.com? Is he re-encoding them, or
he's got to be re-encoding them, because we're not H.264 720 by 480.
Yeah.
We're not even 30 FPS. We're 29.
The only other thing I could think of is maybe some wrong chars, some too long file names or something.
Try re-encoding them. Try re-encoding them from H.264. Try something else.
Oh, Ree says, okay, it's saved FLV, but I'm re-encoding them to MP4. Oh.
Try... Can the 360... Yeah, MP4...
Also, didn't the 360 just have an update?
Yeah, it did have an update. I'm wondering...
Yeah.
What format would work? Could you try...
Did it work just fine before the update, and after the update, did it stop working?
Try. You know what? Instead of MP4, some of those videos that don't work, try one of them. Try re-encoding them to MPEG and AVI, and see if they show up.
Try encoding them in Windows Media Video.
Oh yeah, or WMV. Yeah, try WMV.
Oh, I think what Reese said. Yes, it worked before the update. Stopped after the update. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're probably phasing out and switching out features.
You may have to start re-encoding your stuff to a different format.
VC1 or Windows Media Video.
Oh God, Windows Media Video. Oh,
But
what
it
an
works.
inefficient format. I hate Windows Media Video. Ugh.
I mean, I'm trying to help them get it work.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point,
yeah, the enforcer. Yeah, I was told the 360 update caused video playback
to not work
there
as
you
well.
go.
There you go.
Not only did it take away your right to sue, it screwed up your videos. Enjoy.
Great.
Well, that right to sue, by the way, they may have that in the terms of service. That's still on very shaky grounds in the legal system.
Yeah, EULAs. I can't wait for an EULA to get
I can't wait for that specific line to be brought to the Supreme Court, because they will smack that shit down in a heartbeat.
Well, I don't know. This is the same Supreme Court that said corporations are people and money is speech. So,
it's not the same Supreme Court. It's different. I mean, that's the different judges. So, Flash issues, the never-ending update. Oh, goody.
Oh God.
Oh, I've been having an issue with Flash, big surprise, over the past 3 months, and hope you can shed some light on my peculiar issue. Back in September, when I had multiple tabs of blip and YouTube videos open on my Windows Vista PC, Flash decided to crash on me. I would not play any videos until I updated to a new version. It would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that from the same problem that began to occur every 5 to 6 days, forcing me to update again and again. At one point, I even had to update 3 times in a single day. Is this a typical problem with Flash, or is there some way I could stop this infuriating tedium?
Yeah, it's kind of actually, sadly, kind of typical. I'm trying to remember. Am I incorrect in saying there is a utility on Adobe's site that will completely uninstall Flash from your system, like wipe out the old file? Like it will. I know they do this.
I don't know of anything. I don't know of anything that wipes Flash completely.
I know every other Adobe product has a way.
Format C. Yeah.
See, I know every other. They have an uninstaller. Okay, I know every other Adobe product has a way to go through like Adobe Premiere and Audition, everything. There it is. Yeah, it's on Adobe's website. Wipe it. Uninstall Flash in Windows or use depending on how the uninstaller works. Wipe it out. Get rid of it entirely. Then reboot your system. Then
wipe
reinstall.
Your graphics card. Wipe your graphics card driver.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uninstall your graphics driver too. Then reboot your system, reinstall your driver, reinstall Flash. It will not do this no more. Hopefully.
No more.
And here's a question. Does it do the same thing? Well, okay. Might not be the best solution, especially if you like Firefox. But Chrome, we said many hours ago, Chrome uses a separate integrated edition of Flash that it updates itself. It's self-contained. So if you use Chrome, it might not do this. But you may prefer Firefox or IE, God knows why, or Mozilla or Opera, which, okay, I'll give you Opera.
A lot of people don't have problems with Flash. Flash works for them. But see, here's the problem. We work with Flash so much. Our site, my site, live.lorcat.com, it's pretty much 2 Flash applets.
Yeah.
You're going to run into these fucking problems. And it's just so flaky. I mean, I think it's because we work with Flash so closely that we run into all these problems. I think that's the real reason. We're just hitting all the percentages.
Flash is it's frustrating because we want to move away from it, but we still need it for right now. Hurry up and finish HTML5, please, for the love of God. Finish HTML5.
No, that's a consortium. They're not going to finish it for like another 5 to 10 years. Nash, you want to read the next question?
Yes,
Thank you.
Next question. Okay. Notebook monitor problems. Hello, Lord Cat, Nash, and Mark. About a month ago, my notebook monitor started having problems every now and again. The screen starts to shake, flash, and white horizontal stripes appear on the screen randomly. I already know what this is. Today also, as the bottom right of the monitor gets hot. I also heard a strange sound coming from that area, which can best be described as the death screams of an insect that is slowly burning to death.
Huh.
Oh, God.
That's kind of awesome.
That's descriptive.
That or a small amount of liquid boiling within the plastic frame. Usually the problem goes away over time. When I open and close the lid a few times, also helps lower the screen brightness. Does not prevent it from coming back when I turn the brightness back up again. Notebook is the Medion Akoya P8610. I have never heard of that make.
That is Medion is a brand from Aldi. It's a German discounted chain.
It's already over 3 years old and it was a budget notebook when I got it. A new symptom has arisen in the last few days. My screen now randomly deactivates its backlight. Everything goes dark, still very visible. You can turn the light back on via function keys on the keyboard. It doesn't happen every day, but it can occur a few times in a row, which is kind of annoying. Is there a loose contact in the monitor? Yeah. Not just loose. You have a short.
Yep.
You have a short in the cable that connects. See, just like your desktop computer, your desktop monitor has a cable that comes out of the back and goes to the back of your desktop. Well, there's a cable just like that inside your notebook, except it's a long, flat cable.
Yeah, long, flat, thin ribbon.
Yep, it goes from the back of your monitor.
Actually, it's really not that long.
No, it's not. Yeah, but it's this long. It's this long.
But it gets moved a lot.
I mean, it's not a bad size. Is it thick?
So, but what we're saying here is there's part of this has been a failing in notebooks forever. That cable runs from here's the back of your notebook and here's the notebook, and the cable runs in an L shape. But because it runs in an L shape, this is how your notebook closes. And right here is where the note, and sometimes it goes through that little hinge on the side. You have 2 hinges on either side of your notebook, and the cable wraps underneath that hinge. So it's getting put. The cable is at a stress point. The vital cable to keep your monitor running is being ground back and forth every time you open and close the laptop. Now, they do their best to protect it, but it's still at a stress point. So what sounds like what's going on here is you have a short in that cable. I would just say a break based on that white stripes happening, because this one has that exact same problem, and I've just never bothered to fix it because it's not a problem. But the bubbling and crackling sound you're hearing, and the fact that it's getting hot, leads me to believe you have a short. You actually have 2 wires that aren't just broken, but 2 separate wires
that are arcing electricity
right back and forth to each other. This is very fucking dangerous. Your laptop could catch on fire. I'm not joking, not kidding. Your laptop could burst into flame. This is not good.
Take a video.
Yes. Now you can fix this yourself if you feel comfortable doing this. Most laptop bezels is what contains your entire monitor, and it's hidden underneath these little either stickers or bumps or divots. You pull those up, and they just kind of stick on there like tape. You pull those up, and you can reveal the screws that hold the bezel, this plastic ring in place. You pop that out, then you're going to have to unscrew the screen from the inside and remove that. You'll have to search on eBay for a new cable. Sometimes you get them firsthand. Try your best to get one firsthand, and have to go through the process of that fucks up warranty. This thing's out of warranty. It's 3 years old.
Yeah, we can safely say this is out of warranty.
This is out of warranty. It's either doing it yourself, or you're going to spend upwards of $1,000 to replace. And what they won't just replace that cable if you go for warranty work. What they will do is they will replace the entire LCD, all of the parts, and they will charge you $1,000 more than the price of your laptop to repair this.
It's not worth it.
Not really. Medion, I have Medion laptop, and they helped me even after 5 years.
They did?
Yeah.
Good company. That's a good company.
They're kind of, if you're lucky and you seem to know what you're doing, and it's clearly not your fault, they will help you even. But they helped me.
All right. Well, then, I guess your first step would be to contact Medion and say, help, my laptop's about to burst into flame. And tell them what we told you about what it sounds like. It sounds like a short. And
or you could clean it out, buy a new power supply, and then sell the laptop and buy a new laptop.
Yeah, there you go. Clean it out, buy a new one.
Buy a new one.
Get a power supply. Yeah, we're getting a little loopy at this point.
Oh, man. Upgrade new desktop or laptop from Trodun. 2-parter, probably been answered already on past episode questions. A bit rambly story ahead. One day... That's a story, hang on. One day, there was a giveaway for Terraria. I signed up on Steam for it, but then saw it was still on sale for an hour and at $2.50. Even I could afford it. However, this day didn't end with fun digging to hell. No, it started soon after buying with rage and yelling, "Why you do this to me, God?" as a pop-up saying along the lines of "No valid graphics card found." Ooh. A bit overdramatic, but after the outburst of rage and derp, I got thinking, I want a 6-year-old e-machine staring into an 11-year-old gateway monitor. I'm lucky either of these things still work. So the heart of the matter, I'm really tight on funds and will be trying to hoard my financial aid for college to do this. I think I can manage around $800 to $1,000 by the end of the spring semester and want a computer I can get my schoolwork done on, draw, and at least be able to play games like TF2, Terraria, and WoW. So the first part of the question is, to get the most out of what I managed to save, should I try to find parts and upgrade my old computer so at least I has a graphics card, attempt to build a new desktop, or just buy a laptop from like Staples like the rest of my family? I'm leaning towards building a new desktop, as I really don't have a reason to need to take a laptop around, and I doubt after 6 years of not messing around in my current computer, aside from dusting and upgrading it to a whole 1 gig of RAM, that there is anything that doesn't need to get changed out anyway. So second part of the question is, if I build a new desktop, how should I go about prioritizing where I put my money in? Any advice helps. Thank you for reading.
Good Lord, man.
So don't upgrade your.
Okay, so your first question is no. The graphics card, what you have is, get the fuck out of my face. What you have is there's a ball in my
You have
face.
furry balls in your face.
I got furry balls in my face. Getting a little loopy here.
Loopy.
So the first thing is what you're going to need. First thing is not what you're going to need. First thing is, no, the age of your computer, you will probably not find a graphics card that you need. Considering the age of the computer, 6-year-old eMachine, you're looking at AGP, and I can barely find. I don't know if you can find any AGP cards, let alone want to find them.
No,
you may find a PCI one before you find an AGP one.
I know that Staples and Office Depot do still indeed sell AGP cards. They are antique AGP cards, but they keep them sitting on the shelf nonetheless.
Do not buy these. It is not worth your very tight-strapped student cash.
Yes.
You're better off buying ramen noodles.
Yes.
I'm dead serious.
Now the good news here is if you buy smart, you're not even going to come anywhere close to spending $800.
It's true. If you buy smart for what you want, TF2. Now, if you buy, well, you know what? You may end up for TF2 and WoW. You may end up going high-end netbook. If you really, you may want to consider that.
But the graphics on most, unless you get one with the
you get one with the NVIDIA Mobile, yeah.
Yeah, you're.
That's what I'm saying. High-end netbook, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to go notebook or netbook, and you want to go build desktop, you could probably squeeze in under $800. But you're also going to need a monitor, so I'm thinking around the $800 to $900 range.
Really? Because I think, all right, just adding up in my head, a case, let's say about $600. I mean, that's $600. $60. $600 case,
dude. A case, let's say 40. Not even
40?
60.
Because I would always go with the Antec 300. That's a personal preference, but if
I would. You know what? For a student, I would cut it down, dude. I would be like, find the cheapest piece of shit aluminum you could find.
All right, $40.
It doesn't slide your
$600 case plated titanium.
Yeah. All right. So for $40, that we're being on the heavy side. $40 for a case. $60 for a power supply. That's $100.
That's $100.
Motherboard. Let's say 100. That's 200. Processor. Now let's go AM3 here because I know even with the bulldozer, we're watching the money. Let's go AM3. So you can get an AM3 processor, even a quad-core Athlon 2, or even a Phenom for about 100. So we're up to 400 now.
Well, actually, a quad-core. You know what? I want to price that. I don't even know if that's 100 nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's about 100, 130, somewhere around there.
All right. Well, I'll keep going. I want to actually check the price of that processor though.
So we're about 400 there. RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM is about 4 gigabytes is about $35. So let's say RAM is about 70. We're up to 470. Hard drive would be.
Ooh.
Depends on what hard. If you're not going to go to a 1 terabyte right now, you can get a 500 gigabyte for about $70. Mm-hmm. So we're about 540 now. And optical drive, $20, so you're at 560. And graphics card, somewhere around $100, so you're at 660. Another $100 or less for a monitor, you're about 750. So you're 800. Yeah, 800 will about 800 will get all done.
Yeah, so how do you want to prioritize it? Well, we've kind of gone over this on how to do it before, but for me, I kind of always look at a motherboard and a processor in tandem, and then I settle on those two first.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'll look at my memory, hard drive. I'll look at my memory, video card, hard drive, optical drive, monitor, keyboard, mouse.
Yeah, we said power supply early on, about $60 for
Yeah,
power supply.
we're sort of budgeting here about $100 for case and power supply.
Yeah.
And,
don't skimp on the power supply.
Yeah. So
60 is good. That'll get you a 500 to 600 watt power supply. A good one, Antec Corsair Seasonic. That'll get you.
Yeah, you get something nice.
Just when you're getting a motherboard, avoid BioStar at all cost. Do not purchase a BioStar motherboard, or you're going to be getting a new motherboard very soon. Don't do it.
Yeah, and the Propus Core AMD Athlon 2X4 is $99.99. You were exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a 95 watt socket AM3, not socket AM3 Plus, but that's all right.
AM3 Plus boards will take AM3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. $800 isn't gonna be too hard. I would say go to Newegg, start pricing out these things, and you know what? Go ahead and post if you come up with a build that you like or you find interesting, post it to the forum and then tweet me and Nash the link to that when you're done. And we'll take a look at it and we'll see what it's like. In case you think you may have gotten like the wrong RAM, or maybe we could find something cheaper for you about the build out.
But the nice thing about a desktop is you can keep that running much longer than a laptop.
Yeah.
You can keep that way past its lifespan, even if it's
upgrade
just adding RAM or a faster video card or a larger hard drive. It's much easier in a desktop than it is for a laptop. The parts are cheaper, and working on them is much simpler.
There are other things.
Looking.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm looking at $50 ASRock mainboard right now. AM3, integrated graphics, GeForce 7000. Would work for a start.
Yeah,
and DDR3.
Yeah, even with the integrated graphics, just to start, I'll tell you what, an integrated graphics like an ATI or NVIDIA on not Intel, never Intel, but integrated ATI or GeForce for something like Team Fortress 2, depending on which one you get, it'll run. It won't run great, but it'll run until you can afford to get a good graphics card.
I will say this. ASRock sounds a lot like ASRock's for a reason. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I tend to favor Gigabyte motherboards.
I like Gigabyte a lot.
Asus
Asus
motherboards have been good to me. I tend to avoid BioStar. Neon-coated nightmares, every single one of them. Have you looked at the BioStar boards? They're ugly. They're like neon green and orange, and it's an eyesore.
They're the old school ones.
Yeah.
I've found the same one from Gigabyte for $5.
You know what I really liked was the Asus Dragon series. Those were awesome
those
boards.
were nice.
Oh.
Those were nice.
You want to take the next question, Nash?
Okay, let's see. Slow Windows login. Good. I see why. Take this question. It's a fucking page-long question. Okay.
Fuck you. I've been reading all of them.
That's true. That's true. All right. Sure, that's fair. All right. Hello, Lord Cat, Nash, and Mark. I'm a big fan of the show, and unfortunately, I have a problem of my own. I have an IBM ThinkPad T60P laptop running Windows XP. Oh my god. And I've been using it for about the past 5.5 years now, and I'm running the problem I experienced before a few times in the past. This time, my normal fix isn't working, so I'm turning to you guys for help. A few nights ago, I put the laptop into sleep mode before I went to bed. I know what you're thinking. Why would a fan of your show continue using sleep mode? But what can I say? Old habits die hard. However, I noticed that it took an inordinately long time for my laptop to enter sleep mode, and having seen things like this in the past, I knew I was likely in for some trouble. Sure enough, the next morning when I took the laptop out of sleep mode, it hung up hard on the login screen. Which I should specify that I use the laptop's finger scanning to log in. So I turned my laptop off and rebooted it. As expected, the hang-up at the login screen persisted, so I went to my go-to method for dealing with this problem, restoring the Windows operating system and applications from my most recent backup, which I knew was problem-free. In the past, doing this has always fixed the problem, and my computer goes back to normal. However, this time is different for some reason. The timing of the hang-up confuses me somewhat as well. If I swipe my finger to log in as soon as I'm able to, it will hang up in the middle of applying my personal settings. However, if I just let it sit there on the screen, prompting me to swipe my finger, the hang-up will still occur about the same time as it would as if I'd swiped my finger. So during this hang-up that typically lasts 3 to 5 minutes or so, after which my computer seems to operate normally, my hard drive starts making a rhythmic pattern of scanning, stopping, and starting again. You should
Warning
record that.
signs! Warning
Yeah.
signs!
Should record that and make a loop, make a sample of that.
This is a bad sound!
I do not believe that this to be a hardware issue. It is. I've seen this scanning pattern creep up numerous times in the time I've owned this laptop. While old, my hard drive isn't making any distinct clicking noises associated with a dying hard drive.
Clicking noises are not the only noises associated with a dying hard drive.
Yeah, what's interesting is now my laptop can go into and come out of sleep mode without any hangups. Just when I'm starting from a reboot or shutdown, this hang-up at the login screen occurs. I've also attempted restoring the operating system and applications from older backup, which I also knew to be problem-free. The problem still persists. I've run Avast, as well as malware about yada, yada, yada. I've known this isn't worth mentioning. The problem started, I was running Windows XP Service Pack 2. Upgrades for it's not going to private.
Matter.
Long last, I've contemplated to do is complete restore every single file. That's not going to do it. Your hard drive is go bad.
Yeah, I think what's happening is actually not so much it's not like the spindle is failing, but I think you're getting a lot of bad sectors on your hard drive, and it's having.
Clean it out. Get a new one.
Yeah,
not necessarily.
All right. What do you think, Mark?
All right.
If it is a hard drive shutting down and respinning up, then you have a big problem. Otherwise, it's just scanning and maybe it's just heavy load. Or you could try a low-level format, and
before
flags.
formatting, I am convinced that this is a hard drive problem. I want you to go to grc.com, and I want you to buy a copy of SpinRite 6. Okay, SpinRite 6 is the best hard drive analysis and fixing software on the planet. And I think you can download it for free, and it sort of works on the honor system.
And if it's not this will fix it if it's not a hardware failure.
Right. Now it'll scan for bad sectors. It'll try to move data, and if it takes a really long time. By the way, SpinRite 9 times out of 10 works on even some of the worst hard drives out there. It's made by a guy called Steve Gibson of the Gibson Research Corporation, GRC, and it is an amazing piece of software that works wonders on dying hard drives. Try that first. See if it's having a problem reading bad sectors, because it is 5 years old and bad sectors creep up. So see if that's the problem. If SpinRite can't fix it, it's probably time to copy everything and buy a new hard drive.
All of the things.
Copy all the things.
Clean it out. Get a new one.
And then clean it out, get a new one. If it's not
right,
a hard,
they say that so much.
Now let's assume then if we've tried SpinRite, we've tried fixing it, and it's not the hard drive. What's the next step?
Some program that starts some service that loads the computer full of I/O.
You're thinking he should format and go back to scratch?
You should check if this happens in safe mode.
Oh yeah, there's a good check.
Airrest says, as soon as I heard bad sectors, I knew he was going to plug SpinRite. I'm sorry. If you name a better software, I will check it out. All right.
Well, that's kind of like saying if your appendix is swollen. I knew he was going to say I knew he'd say appendectomy. Of course, he would say that.
Oh, he was agreeing with me. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's agreeing.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
works. It works for a reason.
I mean, sometimes they're. You know what? We've all got tools in our tool bag that we swear by, and that's one of the tools I swear by.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would highly recommend SpinRite, because it really sounds like it's choking on loading your profile. It is a bad thing. It is a very bad thing.
Because if there's a bad sector anywhere over there, it's trying to read it. It's like, what is this? What is this? What? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. It's getting Alzheimer's is kind of what's happening.
It's Alzheimer's.
It is?
It is. It's Alzheimer's of the hard drive. You're right. Try that and let me and get back to us. Let us know how that works. You want to take a short one, or you want me to take it?
I'll grab it. Record player advice. Wow. Good evening, gentlemen. All your base are belong to us.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before we do that, let's let Godzilla here. I have a problem right now. My laptop battery died. Where can I get one for cheap?
This depends. Give us the make and model of your laptop.
Godzilla, give us the make and model of your laptop. And no, the internet is not the answer.
I'm gonna stop now. All right, Dell Inspiron
1445.
That's older, not possible. It's I think Inspiron 1445. That's a little bit of an older one, which means the likelihood of getting a first-hand OEM one from Dell.
1545.
Well, that makes a difference. Hell, the first search I see here is for Dell Inspiron 15. Let's have a look here. All right, it's Overstock.com for $300 refurbished, new. All right, well they still sell it now. Let's have a look at this sucker here. Let's see, what are the stats on you?
Is the picture in color? Then there's hope.
It's a 2.2 gigahertz Pentium dual-core T4400. Not that old. 4 gigabytes of RAM. Still a decent little system. All right, let's see what we can do for batteries. Does Dell sell? Let's see. Battery
good.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What's your average price? All right. A new replacement. Let's see. Some of these. Well, they seem scammy. All right. Well, Amazon. Let's see what's Amazon's got.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Compatible. Yeah.
Okay, you got. If compatible might work too.
Well, all right. Let's see. No tech. I don't want. Yeah, any brand that doesn't say Dell, I'm sketchy about.
Well, why don't you keep doing research on that, and I'll tackle the next question. Good evening, gentlemen. I've been looking into getting a record player to play some old LPs and 45s of my parents that are lying around. I've been reading up on turntables and have no idea where to start. Good one. I don't have the most ideal setup. It's an old mini-shelf stereo system, specifically a Panasonic, that only has a single RCA composite stereo input. I was wondering if any of you had any recommendations or suggestions. What should I look for in a basic entry-level turntable? Additionally, how does one go about cleaning a vinyl record properly? I would say for a vinyl record, maybe like microfiber cloth. Unless something comes up, I should be in the chat room if you have any questions for me. I have some experience with turntables because we have a turntable. In fact, we use the turntable to play Beethoven and Mozart on record. Ooh. And let me tell you, it's pretty good. Anyway, every turntable I've ever used has always just had that single weird-ass RCA stereo output. Unless you can find a more modern turntable. I know there are some turntables out there. I think ThinkGeek has one that's actually a USB-based turntable. If you want to try that. Really, it's really just stereo output. It's very, very basic, very simple. You really shouldn't be having too many problems with that. That's the only recommendation I can have is just make sure your Panasonic stereo system has an available input for it. And all you do really is turn the stereo system to that specific input. It's going to be like one of the auxiliary inputs, and then you play the turntable. The turntable plays music to stereo, stereo plays music to speaker, speaker plays music to ear, and it sounds good. Now, in terms of properly cleaning them, we never really clean the vinyl. We kind of use the vinyl a lot, so...
They make brushes.
They do make specific brushes for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
They make brushes for cleaning vinyl records. You don't have to get the most expensive one. Just have to get a decent. Yeah, and you can find these at places like record shops and even music stores. I know record shops. They still make them. Yeah, you can look around. They still have some of them.
Well, just a quick question though. Most turntables come with the brushes. Now our turntable is actually particularly old. It's from the 70s. Still functions though. Still great. Let me ask you this, Nash. Would a microfiber cloth work on that too? Because that's actually a pretty multifunctional device.
Microfiber, yeah, because it's lint free. It doesn't scratch things.
Yeah.
It would work. Just very gentle.
No, it'd be very gentle with it. Obviously, you'd be gentle with the brush too. But that's the only reason I'm asking, because microfiber, the record brush is kind of a one-use thing. I'm thinking Alton Brown here with multi-use.
Yeah, you can get it.
Can have compressed air might not hurt it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can do compressed air too. I mean,
you can clean anything with compressed air. You can clean your dog with compressed air. It don't matter.
Oh no, the dog will fight back. He'll start trying to bite at the air. Did you find anything on the battery there, Nash?
Yes, I did. I found a genuine, and this is another thing with batteries. As long as it's a new system still in production, what?
They're calling us out on the clean it.
Clean it out. Buy
a new one.
As long as your system still is in production and you can still get genuine OEM parts, do your best to always go with genuine OEM parts. I found him one on Amazon, and it's not exactly the cheapest. It's $52.33 with $7 shipping, but you're sure that it's 100% compatible. And I'm always leery about batteries. If I can get a new one, I get a new one from the manufacturer, because they're assholes about batteries. They're assholes in how the proprietary is and all that nonsense. So I try and get the OEM ones just because I don't trust the people who made them in the first place. So I have to give them more money.
Alrighty, on to Space Pope's question. Hello, stream folks. I have two questions for y'all. First, for the past few weeks, I've been randomly getting a blue screen error that says something about IRQL not less or equal to.
Oh, God.
I have no idea why. I've looked online, and apparently I'm not the only one with this issue. No, you're
not.
No,
you're not.
Do you know what? Do you know why? Because IRQL not less than or equal to is generic error message number 27. My computer is due for an upgrade soon anyway, but I would at least like to know something about what maybe is going on. My PC is a 2.9 gigahertz dual core, 4 gigabytes of RAM, NVIDIA 9800 GT graphics card running Windows 7.
IRQL not less or equal is the Windows way of saying something's wrong. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Something fucked up. I give up.
I don't know. My give up. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, a lot of people have this problem. It's now, when I had this problem, it was a graphics card issue. But that was because it was faulty silicon.
Yeah.
Problem is, IRQL not less or equal to means it's greater than an IRQL than it expected, which means fucking nothing to anyone on this planet. So here's what I could say to you. Run memtest, because that memory is the more common one. For me, it was actually the video card that caused it. But run memtest, see if it's your memory causing the problem. If that doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because really, here's a big problem. This is why people are leery about working with computers and leery in general. Computer programmers and people who write code cannot. It is physically impossible. It is against their genetic makeup to write an error message that explains what the error actually is. They put it in such a way as they understand what it means.
Yeah.
But someone who hasn't got a bachelor's of science in computer programming is sitting there going, what?
And has written that code, by the way.
Or has, yeah.
Now,
they know what it means.
Basically, what this boils down to is Windows telling you clean it and buy a new one.
Yes.
Might also be a driver issue.
It could be a driver issue. Yeah. Could be a driver is reporting the wrong IRQL, or IRQ, I should say, which is a problem.
Best thing you do is update all your drivers.
Memtest the shit. Well, use Memtest 86.
Yeah.
You only got 4 gigabytes of RAM. Memtest the shit out of it. See what errors you get. If you're getting errors, try memtesting with only 2 sticks in. Try swapping out sticks. See what happens. If that doesn't do anything, I'm hesitant to say
Clean it out.
Hesitant to say it, but Jesus Christ, I don't know what because
there's a
so
reason
generic.
we say that so much, especially with issues like this that we don't have enough detail to track down the problem.
RAQL not less or equal to. Oh, good. That's great.
There's a reason we say it a lot. It's because it's one of the most common problems.
Well,
and it causes shit like this.
All right, so when I run into this error message, what basically happens is it means I don't know what went wrong. So that means something's wrong. And now I need to start testing component by component to see what the fuck happened. So I usually start with memory with RAQL not less or equal to, and I start taking out 2 sticks at a time. I take out 2 sticks, and if it still happens, I swap them out with the other 2 sticks. If that still happens, I'll start swapping out individual sticks. I'll just start putting in individual sticks until it stops happening. If it doesn't happen with any of the RAM, I'll put in one random piece of RAM, and I'll start taking out video cards, and I'll start using the onboard video. I'll use a known good video card. This is the problem with that error message, is that you have to go step by step by step by step till you find something that makes the blue screen stop. And here's the worst part about it. You don't know when the blue screen is going to happen. So
it's intermittent.
It's intermittent. So you're basically going to be testing a machine. You're going to be testing a machine, and you can test it for a week, and nothing will happen.
It's like a game the computer is playing with you. Something's wrong. Guess what? Have fun. You win a computer that works. How's that? That's what you win.
Oh, my Lord. Now we're asking. Now someone's asking me, what is the kernel data in page error, which is actually stop. That's what is that? Stop 7A.
Also a good one.
It's a good one. That one usually points to a hard drive.
Yeah.
Problem saying it can't. They wrote something to the kernel page system and they can't read from it, or they can't write to a certain section that they've accumulated. Which is bad.
And this is a perfect demonstration. Most people do not understand what a kernel is in regards to a computer, so they see kernel and they're like, what is that? Data, they kind of understand that. In page. Error.
Error. I get error.
I get data. So only, and they comprehend 2 words of the whole error message, but not what it means in relation to anything else. And even Windows 7 was supposed to have this great, well, we'll explain to you what the error messages mean. It doesn't. It doesn't. You get error messages and they're like, well, here, try this to fix it, which is pretty much clean it out, buy a new one.
Clean it out, buy a new one.
Windows 7 does this.
That's it.
Clean it out, buy a new one.
You know what? We need to roll our own Linux distribution where anytime there's an error, it just says clean it out, buy a new one.
Clean it out, buy a new one. Yeah.
And we gotta make the computers cheap enough where people are just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just buy a new one.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man.
If they would just find a way to translate into plain English what an error message means, half of these problems wouldn't happen.
Here's a quick question from Todd M over Twitter. Simple question: the ink on my laptop keyboards are wearing off. Can you recommend a brand of replacement stickers? No. Don't get them. You shouldn't be looking at your keyboard when you're typing. What are you doing?
No.
Learn to touch type. I mean, honestly, learn to touch type. It'll help you write. If you're in college, it'll speed up your writing time tenfold. So you can spend more time on the technical merits of your writing, the research and everything, than chickpeeing it or chickpeeing it. Whatever. I don't know.
I don't even. Do people make those stickers to go on the keyboard?
Yeah, they're stickers. Yeah, they're replacement stickers for keyboard. Yeah, they exist. Oh, next keyboard I get's going to be a blank keyboard. So I don't care. Sorry for not asking this. Sooner, but how risky is it to buy an off-brand battery? No offense, Nash, but I only have $25 in my pocket. Ouch.
It's not that risky. It's not like most of the time when you buy a battery, it's not going to explode. It's not. I mean, if it does, people would say, "Shit, this thing blows up all the time. Don't buy this." But the problem with buying an off-brand battery is you're kind of throwing your money away because that battery may work. It may work perfectly. it may work perfectly for 2 months, and then you're right back in the same position you were again. That's what the problem with the off-brand is. Not only compatibility issues, but because they just sort of slapdash the things together and get them out the door. You're getting what you pay for, essentially. So that's my take on it. If you need it working and you only have $25, find one that's got decent enough reviews that enough people have said, this shit doesn't blow up, it's great. So get that. But keep in mind, you might get lucky, you might get one that works for years and years and you never have a problem with it, awesome. But also keep in mind, you might want to start squirreling away a little bit, because in a few months, that battery might not charge or work or do anything anymore. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and scan the user reviews. Just going for the average doesn't mean anything. It goes 5 stars, works 5 stars, even longer time, 5 stars. Even perfect battery, 1 star exploded in my face, 5 stars.
Exploded in my penis, it hurt.
Yeah, their averages. Don't go actually read the reviews. Read through them. I know there might be a lot, but you got that's the problem. If you're trying to save some money, you've got to do some research to save it.
Yeah. Alrighty, we got time for one more question, and this is from Benson. He has a Minecraft problem. For quite some time, I have a strange problem with Minecraft. Whenever I'm playing Minecraft and minimize it to use Firefox, the browser turns black. Kind of like there's a black overlay of some sort. See the pictures below. If I move the mouse, some parts of the site become visible, and if I scroll up or down, sometimes the complete site becomes visible, but only on that scroll stage. One more down or up and it's black again. Going back into Minecraft and switching the window size between full screen and small window also sometimes fixes the problem. Completely closing Minecraft fixes it immediately. I've updated drivers, blah, 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 DirectX, Minecraft, Firefox, doesn't work, I've checked RAM, blah, 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 blah. No, it has nothing to do with hard drives or RAM or anything. This is Windows GDI not playing nicely with DirectX, or vice versa, really. I get this problem a lot. One of the things that really fixes it for me is actually minimizing the browser and then maximizing it, forcing it to redraw the entire surface. What's happening is that the browser's draw surface has been blanked out by the video card, and the browser's not redrawing it, and it's a problem. And it should redraw it, but it doesn't. So you have to force it to redraw it.
Is Minecraft using DirectX or is it using OpenGL?
OpenGL on Microsoft is DirectX.
Yeah.
It eventually goes through DirectX.
Yeah.
So really, the only thing you can do, I think, is just force those redraws. Try also, one of the things that may work is try reloading the page. That'll force a redraw as well. Anything you could do to force a redraw. It is Java, but again, you have to remember Java is still. Look, it's Windows. All right, so it's Windows Vista, Windows 7. It's all the GDI. All of it's drawing through DirectX. Everything the graphics, all of it go through DirectX, and then it goes to the graphics card.
Firefox is even using DirectX to draw its page content.
It has to.
It literally uses the DirectX libraries. It's not even using a emulation layer. It's using.
Yeah, no, I mean, so it's a DirectX thing. It's, for whatever reason, the memory, it's just not redrawing it. All you have to do is force Firefox or whatever browser to redraw the page in some manner. So usually like a refresh will work, or minimizing, maximizing the browser will work, something like that. It's essentially, there's really nothing you can do in terms of updating drivers or anything like that on your end. The only thing really that I've found that ever works is forcing that GDI layer, which is what Firefox is, a GDI Plus layer, actually, which...
Clean it out, buy a new one.
Clean it out, buy a new one. Yeah. Clean it out, buy a new one. By forcing that redraw, then you'll get the web page back. Usually, best way to do that, F5 or, hit the reload button. Oh, God! It's 10 o'clock! Well, it's 2 minutes to 10.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Let's see if 2 minutes to 10. Let's see if there's any quick questions on Twitter.
Yeah, check Twitter, see if we got a quick
any websites you said someone who's trying to build their first computer side Newegg? Tom's Hardware.
Yeah.
I'd go to Tom's Hardware.
They've got fantastic reviews. They do a review of every graphics card in every price category, from like $50 on up to the super high ones. They tell you the best value for your money in each category. Yeah. Love that site. Wonderful site.
Can you guys recommend a Linux... I'm sorry, Mark.
No, I was just agreeing.
Okay. Can you recommend a Linux distro for someone with no experience with Linux but would like to start getting familiar with it?
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Let's see. Did I miss anything? Any other questions? Any questions from the chat room real quick? My question real quick. Can you answer it? It's the last in the thread. All right. I'll reload the page and we'll go to the thread.
All right. All the way down. Zoom.
Hello, Mafia Lord Cat guy who ruined Patsy's Klein song "Crazy for You" for me, Nash, and that other guy. Kidding. I hate my laptop. I hate it with a passion. When I go on it, it's slow to start up. My virus protection says there's no viruses. I cleared up gigs upon gigs of room for my laptop. I updated my drivers, made sure the connections are fine. Yet it's slow as hell, freezes at times. But I never get a blue screen. I hate it. So I have decided the only reasonable thing I can think of, I ripped out the hard drive, drove to a hidden location, and shot a full clip of my licensed 9mm Glock into it in anger. My question to you guys is, now that I put it out of its misery, what was the hard drive the problem? If it was, what would you say is the best hard drive to get for my laptop, or should I buy an external terabyte?
Clean it out, get a new one.
Clean it out, get a new one.
Was the hard drive the problem?
Probably not. Kane, bullets aren't the answer.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
The issue,
this is beautiful.
You ripped out your hard drive in your laptop, which means you no longer have Windows. You have no operating system, so an external drive ain't gonna fucking help. You'll need a new internal hard drive. You'll need an operating system for it. The problem was probably that you were loading too many programs at startup, and that you didn't have enough RAM, so it was using the swap space on the hard drive.
Well, you solved the problem.
You certainly solved it, but Jesus, created a whole new one. Oh God.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Oh my God, James.
Oh yeah, all right. What's a good one to get to replace it with? Let's see. Well, how old is your laptop?
How old is the laptop? Depending on how old it is, it'll either use parallel ATA or serial ATA, PATA, also known as IDE, SATA, serial ATA, also known as SATA. It'll also determine how big the hard drive can be. I'd recommend something in the 7,200 RPM range with maybe 500 gigs.
You're not getting an external one. Your laptop is not going to work from an external hard drive.
No, you need an internal hard drive.
Unless it's a Mac.
Okay, it's a year old, so you could probably get... honestly, you could probably get a SATA 3 gigabit drive.
2.5-inch drive, any size you like. Yep. They'll slide back in there. I hope you didn't shoot the caddy for it.
I hope you took the drive out and shot it, not
the plastic piece and the thing that holds the drive into your computer, because otherwise you fucked.
You could use duct tape.
You could use duct tape, but yeah.
All right, you know what? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And you know what? Hang on. That's it. I'm calling bullshit.
If bullshit were money, you'd be a billionaire.
Calling bullshit. All right, that's all the time we have for the How to Do It Marathon. We've been doing this for 8 hours. We're loopy, we're crazy, we're out of our minds. We need help.
Clean it up, buy a new one.
Clean it up, buy a new one. Clean it up, buy a new one. Clean it up, buy a new one. Ah!